Have you ever stared at a blank file and felt judged by the interface? That tiny blinking cursor isn't innocent. It's an opinionated little thing that knows whether you're chaotic, obsessive, lazy, or secretly a wizard. At first, every text editor is a noisy, confusing place. Colors that don't match, fonts that scream, extensions that explode like digital glitter. You fight the key bindings, curse the autosave, and feel like the software is conspiring to ruin your flow. But then something beautiful happens. You keep returning. You fall in love. The editor that once made you rage quit becomes a familiar room where your thoughts arrange themselves into code, notes, and midnight confessions. Comfort arrives slowly, through muscle memory, tiny tweaks, and the same keyboard shortcuts typed so many times they become a ritual. That's the real intimacy of software. It learns you, and you learn it. Now let's roast them. Lovingly, of course. Visual Studio Code walks into the room like a charismatic party host, plugins for everything, a theme for every mood, and the uncanny ability to be both ridiculously powerful and suspiciously sluggish. It's built with Electron, which basically means it's a tiny browser pretending to be a heavyweight champion. Everyone uses VS Code, some admit it in whispers, others on their GitHub profile. If editors were dating apps, VS Code would be popular, slightly flaky, and definitely has a job in tech. Then there's Vim, the editor of the ascetics, the monks of muscle memory. Vim doesn't teach you shortcuts, it converts you into a different species. Pressing I to insert is a commitment ceremony. Vim isn't just a text editor. It's a full-blown secret society. Its users don't recommend Vim. They convert you to it. Its cult-like followers pop up in comment threads with cold, flawless efficiency. Vim users walk around with confidence levels you only see in hackers from Mr. Robot. They type cryptic spells like with zero hesitation, as if they're casting dark magic. To them, this isn't a command, like it's a prayer. It's their twinkle, twinkle, little star before bedtime. Emacs. Emacs is not just an editor. Emacs is a living room, a calendar, and depending on the legend you believe, a small operating system. Emacs users will tell you it's the most customizable thing humans have ever built. And they might be right, as long as what you want is a text editor that also runs your groceries list and plays chess. The classic joke stands forever. Emacs, so many extensions that it now owns a satellite. Sublime Text is the graceful minimalist who shows up wearing a sleek coat and refuses to be chewed up by plugins. It starts fast, stays fast, and makes you feel excellent about buying the license one day when you grow up. Notepad++ is the nostalgic uncle, simple, practical, and shockingly effective on Windows. Nano is the friendly neighbor in the server room. No fuss, no judgment, but it will get the job done when SHH into a dying VM at 3 a.m. Atom was the indie darling who tried very hard and then got overshadowed. Sweet. But the party moved on. JetBrains IDEs are the luxury sedans of editors, heavy, opinionated, and full of features you'll discover 3 months after you bought the subscription. They will make your refactoring feel like a symphony. So what does your editor say about you, hackers? If you live in VS Code, you love convenience, extensions, and a massive ecosystem. If you wield Vim or Neovim, you worship speed, remote servers, and keyboard sorcery. You value efficiency over aesthetics, and you've probably customized your Vim RC until it sings. If Emacs is your altar, you like deep control and the comforting chaos of endless customization. If you reach for JetBrains, you respect structure, static analysis, and IDEs that hold your hand through complexity. If you use Nano, you're pragmatic and unbothered by sophistication. You're the person who saves the day, because simplicity wins. For hackers and programmers, picking an editor isn't a flex. A great editor reduces friction. It formats, it lints, it points out syntax sins before they're committed. It helps you navigate tens of thousands of lines with meaningful commands. Plugins that integrate with Get, terminals that live inside the window, debuggers that step through code with a clinical gaze. These are not toys, they're time machines. Mastering your editor gives you a flow state where ideas translate to code before the doubt sneaks in. Muscle memory becomes the difference between a patch that lands and a bug that costs you a wakeful night. The tool is less important than the habits: version control, reproducible environments, consistent formatting, and a workflow that doesn't explode when your laptop dies. And with a truth, your editor is a mirror. It reflects your habits, your patience, your impatience, and your values. It will not make you a genius, but it will either amplify your chaos or help you contain it. So roast as much as you want. Memes are therapy, but pick a corner, customize like a builder, and then leave room to learn. In the end, the best programmer is the one who writes clearly, reviews kindly, and commits with purpose. Hit the keys, make art, and remember, whether you're a Vim monk, a VS Code socialite, or a Nano hero in the server room, we're all just trying to bend language into meaning. If you laughed, smash like. If you cried remembering your first Vim quit, subscribe. Comment your favorite text editor and your funniest Vim tweaks. I'll roast the best ones in the next video, and I will see you in the next one.